Hey, what's happening? It's Ron with 401 Trading. We do reselling, antiques, collectibles, militaria in particular, but just about anything with value we resell. Doing another I'd buy that for $1 video. Eventually, we're going to get to the here's what sold type of video. Well, that's not this video. I'm just going through the haul that I made yesterday at an estate sale and some thrift stores. Got a number to get in line at the estate sale when it started, then went and did thrift shopping for 2 hours, came back, got in line, and then went and did the actual estate sale. It kicked off. So let's just get started with what I got at the thrift stores. I think it's mostly in order. Got 2 pairs of boots. One is in used but serviceable condition, combat boots, good Vibram sole. Tread is pretty worn down, but for $15, I think these should go for at least double that because they are in serviceable condition. They are Gore-Tex. We'll see about that. Another pair of combat boots, new with tags. 1 shoelace, but shoelaces are cheap, easily replaceable. I think these should go for $75, $80. They're $20. So we'll see about those. Might just be the kid in me. I like to do plush stuffed animals. I try to stay with things that are recognizable IPs, Pokemon, video games. Here we got Bowser from Super Mario. It's in good condition. Doesn't look like it's really been played with. And Snorlax from Pokemon. Looks like it's a hanger for your car windshield or window or whatever. Kind of cute. People like Pokemon, and it tends to have resale value. I think it was $2 on the Snorlax and $3 on the Super Mario Bowser. That is everything that I got from the thrift shops. The bigger haul was from the estate sale, so let's get into that. Actually, there is one other thing from the thrift shop. Klipsch speakers. These are computer speakers, and last weekend I found the subwoofer that goes with this set. Apparently they weren't paying attention, didn't really know what they're not audio experts. They put the subwoofer out there separately last week, put these out this week. I got the complete set now. I have the same exact set for my personal use, so I'm familiar with it. I can test it on another computer, make sure they work. Klipsch is a good, well-known audio brand. $2 each for the speakers. I think it was $3 for the subwoofer. These should fit pretty nicely. The condition on those speakers, it is a little rough. The subwoofer, it sits on the floor underneath your desk. They get kicked around. There's a few superficial aesthetic nicks and scratches on the housing of the subwoofer, but it sits under the desk. It's not supposed to be pretty. If you're looking for a discount on a good set of audio equipment, I think that's going to sell really well. That is everything from the thrift shop. So, going on to the estate sale, SKS sling, $5, I think. I think that is an SKS sling. I'm not real sure. It's not US. So, I think it was $5. Don't really remember. It's at this estate sale, you kind of just throw everything in a pile, and depending on how big the pile is, the price goes down if you have a bigger pile, because they're just trying to get stuff moved. They're not trying to get top dollar. It depends on who's running the estate sale, but this estate sale, I know the bigger the pile, the cheaper it's all going to be on average. This, I messed up. It's LL Bean. Good brand. I just bought it because I saw the LL Bean tag. I didn't notice how much wear it has. In fact, it has a big tear in the back that appears to have been sealed with super glue or something like that. I don't know if I'm going to make any money on that. Going into the theme of military stuff again, tricolor, 3-color desert camo boonie hat. It's commercial, but I threw it into the pile and hopefully make some money on flipping that. So, some of this stuff was priced individually, but a deal was made. Towards the end of the show, most people had left. Guy running the sale, he says to me, if there's anything else in there you want, go in and get it. I'll make you a deal on it. So, this was not one of those things. This was priced at $10. Wagner cast iron. I don't know exactly what it's worth, but I know that he prices his things cheap even when they are priced singularly. The things that are not priced, he kind of just guesses it and adds it to your value. And again, the bigger the pile, the cheaper he's going to price it. Let's see, we got some electronics. Vintage. This is a Sears video camera, but it is made in Japan. At first I saw Sears, I'm like, oh, it's cheap junk. He wanted $5 for it. I think it's probably over a $30 item for a vintage item like this. Hat, $5. Again, I just threw it in the pile. It's got a unique hat band on it. So maybe somebody out there wants it. This is an interesting one, and there's kind of a story on this. So railroad spikes, $5. I've sold these before for $1 a piece in bulk. It's actually illegal to pick these up. A lot of times you'll see them thrown on the side of the railway right away. They go through, they replace all the ties, they pull the spikes, and they just throw the spikes into a pile. And one time I was walking by after I'd by my house seen them doing the tie replacement. I saw that pile there, and that pile sat there for months. So I picked them up, resold them. So I know these things have value. There's more than 5 in there, and I have a few others to add to this, so probably be able to resell that. It might be a sale, might be a slow sale, but that is a sale. I don't know what people do with those, but there is demand for them. Another thing that went to just making the pile bigger, a tin full of old car keys. I never would have guessed this, but I'm sitting here looking at this going, this is old. It's unique. It's branded. There's a, Ford, Chevy, GM, all kinds of stuff. So I look on eBay. Sure enough, there's people that want old car keys. Just sell them in bulk. Tiki mug. Looked cool. Figured I'd get it. And I pulled a bunch of matches from an accessory drawer. Matchbooks. Just various different logos on there. I don't know if these are going to sell, but I know that people are listing them for sale at decent prices. Maybe I'll lot them up. Maybe I'll look through each one and see if any of these individual matchbooks has any particular value. It went to making the pile bigger. What can I say? Maybe it's a dumb buy. This, I still haven't figured out how to open it up. 8mm projector. I forget what the K stands for. It's the brand name. K something. $10. I think it's over a $30 item. I might get messed up on shipping on this. It's heavy. And I did not check whether listings on eBay included shipping or not. So if it's $50 all in, $50 with free shipping, This is the kind of thing that it might cost $20 to ship. I don't know. Speaking of weight, people love cast iron. That other cast iron piece I got, it's kind of small, so it's nice and easy to ship. You get into real big cast iron, it's a pain. Most of the value of the actual item, if you're trying to resell it on eBay, is going to go into shipping. The secret of cookware is aluminum, in my opinion. Not necessarily because it's a good material for cooking, but there is vintage aluminum cookware out there that's worth money, and it's lightweight, so it's cheap to ship. This is some sort of Dutch oven by Reeder, R-E-E-D-E-R, cast aluminum, Los Angeles, California. Flip that around so you can see the logo. I know Wagner also had a line of Magnolite aluminum in the 30s, 40s, I believe. So I saw that there are some Reeder Dutch ovens, aluminum cookware on eBay. This was $5 or $10 bucks. That's another piece that I think goes for over 50 or around 50. First musical instrument I've ever bought, a trumpet, $10. I don't know anything about trumpets. $10 sounds too cheap for a trumpet, in my opinion. And you can see some of the markings here that indicate it's perhaps something of a vintage or antique item. Pan American. Here, I'll turn it this way. It doesn't seem to be any better. So, I believe when I looked on eBay, these were going for 60 to 70, maybe a little bit more. And I didn't have to look that up. I looked that up after the fact. I just saw a $10 trumpet and said, $10 is too cheap for a trumpet. More vintage electronics. I didn't even see this on the first round. This I pulled out after the guy running the sale said, hey, go back, find the stuff you want, I'll make you a deal. Betamax, $75, that's fully priced. If I had seen it the first time and saw it for $75, I would have looked it up and I would have just passed on it because I'm not going to pay full price for it. Overall, I think I got about 40% off on everything I bought on the second round. Now, even with 40% off, this is going to be tough to make money on, but I can probably allocate the cost of the second round differently. I don't necessarily have to allocate it by how it was priced. So that is just at the end of the day, accounting and just pushing numbers around on a piece of paper, but it does help psychologically. It doesn't matter to the cash flow, but it helps psychologically when you can see a nice, decent profit on one of these and maybe a little less profit on something else. And it also helps you establish, okay, what kind of price can I buy it at? Even if you have to create that price on paper in the accounting sense just to be able to see it, it does help you understand how you need to price things, what price you need to buy things at in order to make money. Because you make money when you buy, not when you sell. This is a massive piece of equipment for a very simple function. This is a cork press for bottling wine. This guy, from whose estate this was big into fermenting wine and bottling it. And this is a $10 piece. At least that's what I bought it for. I have no idea what it's going to go for. I know it's going to go for more than 10. Has to be sold locally on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, what have you. I think there's a fairly decent scene for that here in Missoula. So if it sells slow, it's $10. You can move it with price. If it doesn't sell at, say it's a $70 item, if it doesn't sell at 70, drop it down to 50, drop it down to 40. You're selling it locally, so you can also work on price because you don't have fees, you don't have shipping that you have to deal with. Carboys. It's the other piece. These were listed at 20. Got it knocked off by 40% because this was part of the second round. These are brand new. I believe they're about 60 to $70, including shipping. However, when they're shipped to you, you're usually buying them from a guy or the manufacturer who has it in a nice box for shipping, so they can ship it a little bit cheaper. This would be extremely difficult to package and ship myself. To find the right size box, to be able to get that box at a low enough price. There's probably a perfect box out there if you want to spend $10, $15, $20 to get it for one of these. Or you got to buy 50 of them in order to get them for $2 a box. So another thing that's got to be sold locally. But at $10 a piece, if you can sell it for 40 to somebody who alternatively would have to go pay 60 to a manufacturer, that's going to be a good buy. That's a good buy for you, and it's going to make money. And this has been a bit shorter video than I thought. I thought I had bought more stuff. There were a lot of supplies for fermenting, for making wine or mead. I've messed around with the fermenting stuff. I have some of these carboys actually from when I was fermenting mead. That's how I knew that there's some money in this stuff. Even the supplies. They add up quick. Rubber stoppers, one-way airlocks, stuff like that. Again, just took all that, just boxes of it. Just plastic tins. I got about 8 containers full of stuff like this. You see the bubblers and stoppers, or one-way airlocks and stoppers. And there's other stuff like that. Again, these, might be $2 or $3 a piece. But if you're trying to do a lot of fermenting, that adds up quick. So these supplies should flip pretty nicely. You got to compete on price, but it'll probably move. Last piece is the coup de grace. It's not peacock feathers. This just came with it. And I could have taken it out and thrown it on the floor and left it, but it helps the guy running the estate sale get all this crap out of the house. So, do them a favor, they'll do you favors on price. That being said, the peacock the peacock feathers probably do have value to someone. Someone who wants something decorative, but I don't know what price. I haven't looked that up, but I don't really care. Honestly. I mean, I do. It's going to be money. But the coup de grace is this swung glass vase. And I'm just going to take these out. I'll stuff them back in later. So you can see the mouth of this vase, this swung glass vase. These are made by Viking, Fenton, L.E. Smith, I believe. They're made, I don't know if they're MCM, mid-century modern, from the 50s. Or they might be 60s, 70s. I've wanted one of these for a very long time. Just been waiting to find one at the right price. This piece, it's over 18 inches. I don't know, 20, 24 inches, maybe 2 feet. For the minis, the minis might be $20, $30. Minis being under 12 inches or under 18 inches. For the 18 to 24 inch pieces, over 50. They have pieces that go up to 36 inches, I think. And you have this is a rather simple design on the mouth of it. There are all kinds of different designs, all kinds of different hallmarks of different makers, how they do the base, the width of the necks, the shape of the lips. Some have what do they call it? Like a ruffled lip, as well as having these swung lines. There will be like I don't know how to describe it. The word is escaping me. But anyway, there's no maker's mark on this, no sticker anywhere. There's not usually a maker's mark. There's usually a sticker that'll say the manufacturer's name on there. So this is it was $20. I'll probably hold on to this until I find another one, and if the other one's better, I'll keep that one. If not, I'll sell that one. But this is really cool. They're they're worth a decent amount of money, and it's like I said, glassware. It's not been something I've been successful with, but it is something that I really like to have and just look at. It's nice decor. I don't think I'm alone in that. That's why people pay $100 for stuff like this. So that is the haul from yesterday. Today's Saturday. Did a bunch of garage sales today. I got a whole nother haul, but to keep this video relatively short, we'll just end it there. Come back with what I got today in another video, and eventually we're going to get to a video where we see what actually sells. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. It helps the channel, blah, 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 all that stuff. And see you next time.